Hey y'all, uh, I think there's a little bit of sauce there on the side of my lip, but I'm sure you'll forgive it. Um, the last video I recorded was yesterday, and it became a kind of rant. I was really feeling my oats, and it was on this whole notion of extremism or radicalization, and the whole idea of the so many liberal left, neoliberal types asking how do these right wing, alt right racist, white supremacist uh, so called types, how do they get radicalized? What happens to make them radicalized? And my point was, it's you people in the media. It's you people who keep pushing these things, who keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and keep excluding anyone's ideas except your own, or saying that anyone who thinks outside of certain confines is a terrible person and has to be has to have his life essentially ruined, has to be deplatformed, has to be doxxed, has to be shamed. You keep up on that course, and you're going to radicalize a hell of a lot of more people. So, so keep it up. Now I got a couple of interesting responses, both in the comment section and also people who just wrote to me on this subject, and I wanted to talk about these responses because this is what always, it is basically a game of rhetoric. Whenever someone plays the extremist card, like you're so and so is an extremist, uh, it's this rhetorical flim flam. It's very sleazy. It's this effort to stick this label on someone, because in your mind, this person, in the mind of the establishment, this anyone who goes against the establishment has got to be a bad person. So they stick the label of extremist, or even right wing extremist, and people get called right wing extremist who aren't right wing at all these days. That's just those are just the times we're living in. This is one of their favorite go tos, and I had a couple of responses saying we're not extremists. The ones who want to chemically castrate little kids are the extremists. The ones who want to have little kids go hang out with drag queens. The one who want teachers to talk about their sex lives to kindergartners, first graders, second graders, third graders, and who chafe against a law that doesn't permit them to do that, like the law in Florida. They're the real extremists, and you guys, you're absolutely right on these issues, and also a bunch of other things. What's being pushed right now can as mainstream, can very reasonably be titled extreme, and it's a rhetorical game, and how you want to play it is kind of up to you. Because there's two ways you can go. You can go the way of saying we're not extremists, we're moderate. You're extremists because you've got all of these positions that go against common sense, that are just absolutely vile, and that no one but an evil lunatic could dream up and think of as reasonable. So we're not the extreme as you are. It's sort of that sort of thing. I know you are, but what am I? Which you can play it that way, and it's up to you how you want to play it. For me, what I've always found more interesting, in a way, is to do what to take a page out of the Barry Goldwater book. When Barry Goldwater, who was running for president way back in '64, was accused of being an extremist, he said, "Yeah, I am an extremist, but extremism in the pursuit of liberty is no vice." And he said, "Moderation in something like, I'm paraphrasing, moderation in defense of tyranny is no virtue." And I kind of like that approach, because it defangs the label. I think there's something very sleazy about the label, about trying to assign the label of extremist to someone, just on the basis of them not going with the program. They must be you don't want an experimental drug shot into your arm, racing through your veins, doing God knows what to your body. Then you are an extremist. If you won't get that, get that particular thing done to you, then you deserve to be fired from your job. You deserve to be kept out of various places. You deserve to be cast out of society. Like both Noam Chomsky and Gene Simmons said. They actually said that. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Those were their words. If you're not going to get this thing done to you, you don't deserve to be in polite society. You don't deserve food. You don't deserve medical treatment. That sure as hell sounds like an extremist position to me. But I do find it more interesting somehow to own the label of extremist. I mean, because it's all relative. It really is. It's all rhetorical. It's all a label that can be used or used, and is quite often, as often abused as it is used, if not more often. So why not just say, you say I'm extreme. If I'm an extremist because I don't think that you should have to get this experimental procedure done to you, and because I don't think little kids should be sitting on the laps of drag queens, or that little kids should be having their genitals mutilated, and so forth and so on down the line, or that I don't think my kid in first grade needs to have his teacher tell him about her sex life. That if that makes me an extremist, then fine. I will embrace that label, and you can call me that as long as you want. It's sort of I'm rubber, you're glue. Again, it's I know you are, but what am I? Or it's I'm rubber, you're glue. I mean, which makes it sound just like silly and childish, but really there is something very silly about this entire. There is something very mischievous, and I don't mean mischievous in a good or harmless way. I mean there's mischief to this. There's dishonor. There's disingenuousness with this effort to label one who isn't going with the program as an extremist. So again, in summary, two ways to respond to the charge of extremist is one, to say no, you're the actual extremist. Look at the extreme things you believe, and that has its merits. But my personal favorite is, look, I don't believe what you believe, and if and you believe some pretty nuts, crazy things, and ridiculous things, stupid things, evil things, and if opposing those things makes me extremist, fine, I'm good with that. So those are just a few more thoughts just to append to my rant from yesterday. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below.